Oh my God, it's been like forever. Now, I don't expect anyone to join me here because, like, literally, I don't think I've been live on YouTube for maybe a year. Maybe. I could be exaggerating that, but oh my goodness, it feels good. It feels good. Okay, so, hi. I'm Oya Gold, and it's so funny because I just did a Facebook Live and they have this cute ass filter, and you couldn't see that my makeup is all day makeup. So my makeup is like a little doing a thing, but that's okay. Let me change this lights. Let me change the lights. Hey, let me get a more softer light. Glow. I love this. I haven't done the YouTube thing. Ooh, okay. I think that's it. I like the coolness because it's nighttime. Oh my goodness, this is like amazing. Okay, so y'all know I love to share. If you've been on my channel, you know we went through some channel changes as far as the names and things. But I think we're just gonna call it the Oya Bigella channel. You know, we're gonna figure that out because what's been happening in my absence is that I've been doing the work. You guys know I talk about showing up for yourself, mental health, emotional awareness, being present, overcoming your personal challenges. Oh my God, look at this! It's so okay. What's this? I'm sorry. I'm a filter girl. I like a filter. You're not gonna make me feel bad about having a filter. It doesn't have to cover up anything. I just love the ambiance filters give. What's this? What's this? We're not doing it. Ooh. Okay, okay. Let me get serious. Y'all ain't been on here in a minute. What's this? Ooh. I think I do this every time. Now my memory's coming to me like, you do this every time. You do this every time you come onto YouTube. You start playing with these filters while you in the live. Cause it be fun. And I forgot. I forget. I'm not saying YouTube don't have great filters, but I kinda like that one. It's giving you my orange look. I'm an orange girl. So, and I say I'm an orange girl because my undertones, my skin is like brown, but my undertones are very red, very yellow. So, red and yellow kind of make orange. So, anyway, I have not been on here because I've been doing my inner work. I have been healing. I have been taking care of my inner life. I have been taking care of the foundation that's within that will support everything that will come out. And it was a bunch of triggers, a bunch of ending relationships, um, which came to, if you guys hear something in the background, my man in there cooking. But it's like I wasn't in the space where I felt like I should be coaching or being in anyone's space because I had inner work that I know I needed to do. There was things that was happening in my personal life with my relationships and within myself, and I wasn't feeling very proud. I wasn't feeling very good, and I'm not a person to fake it. And I understand there's value in transparency, but if you're in victim mode or just crying it out and just yeah, what is someone else to gain from that? You know what I mean? Like me snotting and crying and complaining about my life and feeling woe is me and being in that space of upsetness really don't help nobody. That's for me. And I took that to heart. This is my time for me to heal. So I did that. I'm still doing it. And what has come up since I've been in a more stable environment, my nervous system has been regulating itself. I've been able to self-regulate a lot better. All the things I've learned in therapy throughout the years, I've been able to apply it and see very positive results in myself. And I feel really, really good. Like I'm not gonna hold you. I feel great. I feel good. And I don't think I've ever felt really, I think I felt good in circumstances and situations, but to say I actually just felt good, and I don't think I like ever felt that way. And now I walk around, I feel good, and I'm unpacking some of the more finer, I don't know, the traumas and stuff like I've being in a situation now where I'm in, like I said, I'm in a more stable environment. I'm in a more loving environment. I'm surrounded with a wonderful support team, family, love, all that good stuff. I have my nervous system is regulating itself. I feel safe. I feel loved. It's not an exaggeration to say I've never felt that before. I was, if you know my story, if you've been on the channel, my mother um, took me to visit my father who lives in Trinidad. My family's from Trinidad, and at around the age of 5, 5 and a half, I was taken to Trinidad to be with my father. I knew I was going to see my father. I did not know someone was leaving me there. So me and my little brother, my Irish twin, we were left essentially against our will in Trinidad. And when we come back to the States, I'm 7 years old, and that was very true. I'm a mommy's girl, so could you imagine being all into your mom and then her leaving you somewhere and you saying you don't want to go and she leaves you anyway? So that's what happened there. And then by the time we get back to the States, I'm 7 years old. And then by the time I'm 8 years old, my parents have joined a religious cult run by someone named Dr. York. Well, at the time, I think his name was Imam Isa. And by 9, 10, we were living on the cult compounds. The first one would be the Brooklyn, New York compound, which is located, I think it was a Bushwick Avenue, down there, Bushwick and Schenectady is like, not Schenectady, that's wrong, that's so wrong, that's so wrong. Excuse me for my New York people. I left New York at 13. I had just learned how to ride the bus and train by myself. So as much as I came to know myself in New York, I wasn't like an adult or a young adult in New York, getting around all the way by myself. So I knew how to get around Bushwick. I knew how to get to the pizzeria, and I knew how to get to the gyro spot, and I knew how to get to the library. That's the library, the gyro spot, the pizza spot. That's all I need to know. Um, yeah, because that was my life. If I wasn't at the library, I was taking the walk to get a gyro. If I wasn't getting a gyro, I was getting the snacks from the pizza store, pizzeria. I was a pork eating Muslim. I ate pepperoni. Okay, so I realized in the last few months of unpacking and healing and going through my different traumas and my complex post traumatic stress disorder, um, there was so much that I thought I didn't have to deal with anymore because I wasn't in those situations. I'm no longer in the cult. I'm no contact with my mother. I'm not in any abusive relationships, not with myself or other people. So I don't have battered wife syndrome. I don't have trauma anymore. Um, I don't have any abuse things going on. I don't have that. I don't have it. It's gone. I'm not in those situations. I don't have it. That's my thinking. I don't have, you know, any type of attention deficit. I don't have. I'm not dealing with depression anymore. I don't have that. I'm not in those situations. I don't have it. And what I was learning in the last 6 months is yes, sis, you still dealing with a lot of this stuff. You left the cult. You was in the cult from 8 to about 21, 22. You are 42 years and you still dealing with the financial abuse from the cult. You're still dealing with the emotional, mental stuff sometimes. Now, the fact that I've gone through therapy and I have a really great support system, I have a lot of foundational work to continue to do this work. But I feel so good because I have answers, I have resources. I am actively reparenting those aspects of myself that didn't get those proper, like I tell people, I don't feel like I was raised. I wasn't raised, I was more like groomed in a cult situation, like. And the cult that I was in was run by Dr. York. So we're gonna be unpacking this. I'm not gonna get deep into it tonight. I just want you guys to know what's coming. I'm reorganizing my channel. I'm bringing it all into one space. If you follow me on Facebook, Oya Gold, I did a live tonight where I really went into it a little bit more because that's where my Facebook is where like you get more behind the scenes. You get to be in my business a little bit more. Not like here where I try to structure my business so we can talk about it, unpack it, share it, hopefully create healing in the community. Not community. I don't. I mean, let me not even say that because I don't even subscribe to that way of thinking. putting more healing and awareness and intelligence into the spectrum, into the fields, if you will. More high vibrational, applied wisdom and life stories into the field, into the energetic field. And I enjoy doing that. I very much enjoy it. It's something that comes up organically for me to do this, to speak and share and talk and educate. Like, I live for the education, I live for the edification, and I live for the entertainment. That's what I do, and that's what this channel is going to be focused on. So the cultivation playlist will be where I come in every week, and we're gonna unpack some of this cult stuff. I'm gonna try to start at the beginning and keep it to like 45-minute segments. That's what I would like to do, because I would like it to be a slow unpacking and kind of create like, like you guys are on the journey. And plus, a lot of this stuff, to be honest, is very triggering. And I don't want to do like 3 hour. Nobody needs to listen to the horrors of cult living for 3+ hours. No, we're not reliving it like that. We're going to talk about it in a way that is beautifully detached, because I am not in that situation anymore. We're going to talk about it from a standpoint of, how did it impact me? What steps did I have to take to deal with that impact? And also, like, is there healing? Is there light at the end of the tunnel if you've been in that type of situation? And by that situation, I mean in a cult. I asked the question on my Facebook, when I say, if you know me personally, and I say I was raised in a religious cult, what type of thoughts does that bring up for you? What type of questions, what do you think I'm saying when I say that? What type of imagery comes to your mind when I say I was raised in a religious cult? Is there any context for that? Are you thinking like she was at a church and she lived at the church with her family, the family lived? Like, how are you thinking of that? You know? I lived it. I lived in the cults. I was in the compound. So we're going to talk about it, because there were stages. There's us, the indoctrination part, where we're at home before we even move into the cult all the way, and the information is coming into the household. Then we have the beginning, where we enter into the cult and we join in, and we're living on the first compound, which is in Brooklyn, New York, the Bushwick compound. And then we migrate, we move. There's a lot of movement. So I don't stay there and get roots. We move to Spring Valley. After Spring Valley, we moved back to New York. Then we moved back to upstate New York. And then we moved to Augusta, Georgia. All of this between the ages of 10 and 13. And I was not in school. I was not, that would have been my middle school ages. I did not go to middle school. I was never enrolled in middle school. There was some homeschooling happening, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what homeschooling looks like in a cult, at least the cult that I was in, and the locations that I was at. I'm not going to say anything that's hearsay. If I was not there in that situation, I'm not going to speak to it. I'm going to speak to situations where I was there, I had the conversation, I was a part of that situation, meaning firsthand recollection. As it relates to the case, I have read the court transcripts. One of the people who testified, and well, I don't know if he testified. I don't want to give. One of the children at the time who Dr. York was inappropriate with. I don't know I'm not familiar with all the YouTube laws yet, but I like somebody said the Pedialyte. He Pedialyted some kids, and one of the kids he Pedialyted was my brother, my family. So I read court transcripts. I can talk to my brother. I am aware of the situation. I can speak to it. And another thing I've noticed, even in that situation, when it's, because you can look that up, Dr. York, Nawabian, him Pedialyting the children. You can look that up, and my brother his name will come up, and he gets a lot of slack because of how his testimony and all this stuff went down. But what I realized is that the children who were born in the situation and know that bad things happen or not good things happen, or the situation didn't really help their family, they really are not equipped to speak about it the way you and I talk because they were raised in a situation where their communication is cultivated. Hence why the name of my channel is cultivated. I spelled it the way the hoteps be spelling stuff, be putting the eyes up and everything. And but I wanted to talk about what it means to be cultivated. And my formative years, I was cultivated in a cult, which changed fundamentally who I was and how I move and the way I feel and think about things. And I started to really unpack all of that. It started with my first therapy session at 25. And then from there, I just kept getting resources. I left my abusive marriage around 34, 35 is when I'm really in therapy. I'm really getting my stuff together. I'm really like here for it. I'm really here for this healing, if you will. You get what I'm saying? So I was not born in the cults. We got in when I was 8 or 9. Eight is when the indoctrination started in the house. 9, 10 is when we actually moved into the cult, into that environment. And what I learned, because I was in the cult, but I also had my consciousness with my family, people of the world, as we call it, the dunya. So I had a double awareness of what it was like when we were in the cult, and then how everyone else is in the world, right? Of course, that would get hazy because I was so young when I got in that my idea of the world was that of what a 9-year-old would perceive the world as, because I grew up in the cult and there was not much outside activity. And when we did do outside activities, saying like go to visit family members, it was very like hush hush secret. We couldn't eat everything they ate. We was dressed different. We weren't getting Christmas anymore. It was like a lot of changes. So we didn't even match our families that we came from. And after going long periods of time of not seeing them, talking about years, and then you see them, you're older, things have changed. You don't share those familial connections. That is very like, our family was very tight knit to me. As I was a grandkid, I don't know the stories of the people above me. I know for me, I was in love with my family, and then to be put in a situation where you're literally, it seems like snatched away, and you use the word snatched away because you don't talk to your family no more. And it was weird because we were in Brooklyn. My grandmother lived in Brooklyn, and we were in Brooklyn, but we didn't see her or talk to her no more. And you're a child, so it's not like you could. I don't have access to a phone. I'm getting ahead of myself. So this new playlist that I'm adding to my YouTube channel called Cultivation, I'm gonna be unpacking what it was like to grow up in a religious cult, specifically the Dr. York cult, the Nawabian Nation cult, the Ansar Allah cult. I'm going to be speaking from what I remember, again, firsthand experiences, not hearsay, my own personal experiences. And we won't spend a lot of time lamenting and blaming. We ain't going to spend no time doing that at all. What we're going to spend time doing is unpacking, and I'm going to be sharing it. And for those who might want an insight, because like right now on YouTube, cults is like you got daddy's girls, you have the carbonation people, you got the mothers love people, and they recently found they let their leader like mummify in the house, and they had to take their body, like they let their leader just, she had got real stiff like, and they had put the blankets over her and made it like real cute like, and they had put the eyeshadow, I heard, on, like, and they had her propped up. They had her propped up. They had her propped up. They had her propped up with the eyeshadow on. She was a little like mummified, like, and so they had her there, and they had found the body, and it was like people, like she not, she was barely alive when she, before she was unalive. Now that she unalive, yeah, whatever. Okay, so my point is, cults right now, it seems like it's a hot topic. It's like a pop thing. But what I'm noticing is that when people are talking to people in cults or whatever, I was going somewhere before when I was bringing up about the people who are born in it versus the people who are not, like me. I'm very proficient in what they call double speak. Double speak is what you learn how to do when you're in a position of speaking and authority, and you have different audiences in which one group, there's like you have one group of people, but there's different audiences within that one group. If you can double speak, you're able to talk to the different groups, but everyone thinks you're just talking to one group. If you have been in a cult and you've had any positions of authority or power, you learn how to do this, okay? Politicians know how to do this, okay? So while we're mad about, DT, I know who DT is. I like me some DT. I'm from New York. He been wild. He been saying wild stuff. He been on some other stuff. I'm 42. I'm a young person that's heard about him with the rate, whatever DT, Donald Trump, be on. I don't care. He been like that. He been wild. But he do a lot of double speak. So if you're a regular person listening to him and you're not aware of double speak, you think he literally said to go drink bleach. He didn't say that. But I mean, we're not gonna do it. Maybe I will do a lesson on double speak because double speak includes knowing etymology, knowing the origin of a word. Because if you look in the dictionary now, you'll see there have been words that have been added, words that have been taken out, and definitions have, we'll say, evolved. You won't say change because then that says something sinister is happening. There's blame, and now we gotta. This channel is not meant to incite you to do anything but be open to learning and understand that as many people as there are in the world, we are definitely not all the same. And while I might look like a regular, brown skinned girl, brown skinned woman, whatever you want to call it, my experiences are vastly different from my peers in a very like extreme way. Extreme way. And I used to just think it was okay, but now that I'm getting older and I'm seeing those effects of growing up in that extreme way still show up. And what else do I have but time to unpack and heal this and really deal with it honestly, face forwardly? And I have wonderful support and I have wonderful help in my life. Like I said, I'm not in those situations, but parts of my psyche still move as if it is. And that's what we're going to be talking about on this channel. We're going to have fun as well. So I'm going to be showing y'all some of the things we ate. Who knows what wheat tina is? That was like a staple breakfast, wheat tina. And if you know anything about the black people, especially if you have old blood type, if we're going to talk blood and health, wheat is like the devil, right? Wheat for the African is the devil. But yeah, that was like the main. Anywho, so we're going to talk about the diet. We're going to talk about the education. We're going to talk about how it was with family. We're going to talk about the inappropriateness of children raising children. We're going to talk about abuse through religious means and religious control. We're going to talk about being isolated from your peers because of your parents' choices, and then how it feels to be thrust back into the regular world and people actually expect you to be regular after damn near a lifetime of a bunch of extreme irregular stuff. Let's say irregular stuff. My mouth not saying irregular stuff. So I'm not gonna hold you. I just want to let you know we're back. The channel is also gonna have like I said, entertainment, edification, and it was another one. Edification, entertainment, and education. So the cultivation playlist is about educating, and we're gonna mix in some entertainment a little bit to keep it a little bit light and high vibrational, and beautifully detached. And then we're gonna add in, of course, a little bit of edification because you're gonna hear about the resources that I was able to put my hands on, the mentors that I had that helped me reframe how I was thinking, the people who showed up in my life to help me get my life together because like I said, I wasn't raised, I was groomed. So we're gonna upload on the cultivation playlist once a week. I wanna keep the videos down to like no more than like anywhere between 35 to 45 minutes because I don't want to spend hours and hours of victim talking while meditating and all that extra stuff. I just want to talk about what I experienced, and my hope. I don't have a hope actually. My thing is to just share, and since so many people are actually young people are joining cults, like I'm seeing these young people join cults, and to be honest, some of them have children or having children. My mom would have been their age. My mom would have been one of those people. My mom would have literally been these people's age. literally. And I would have been a child that went into the situation with my mom, me and my brother, and my stepdad. So when I'm looking at what I see in carbonation, what I see with the daddy's girls, it's weird to me because it's like this is how I was raised. This is like the environment. This is like I can tell so much when I watch the individuals who publicize or try to tell people that the cult they're in is not so bad. Like we have like carbonation with Nature Boys, the three wives that are still like, don't they remind you of the Manson girls? Remember? It took years for those women, like years. I'm talking about later in their life for them to realize he used, and yet they'll talk about it. If you look up those women, a few of them, after 20 years plus, they realize like, dang, that was some stupid stuff we did. He wasn't even riding for us like that. It took them 20 plus years of deprogramming to realize Charles Manson was not riding with them. These women who would have done anything for him. So when I see the Malias and the Zokas and what's the other one, the Ayas, I mean, I don't really have an emotional feeling I used to. Shout out to Master Fundi Fee. She's a wonderful mentor. She's a wonderful woman, and she is a wealth of applied wisdom, dark and light. I'll leave that there. That's my shameless plug. It ain't even shameless because I mean it's no shame. It could never be shameless because that would imply there's some shame. There's no polarity with that. Master Funifi, look it up. Look, I say it because she encompasses the whole energy. Like she's a it, she's a her, she's a she, she's a woman, she's a mother. My point is, I had to seek help at different times in my being to deal with what is me being raised in a cult. And Fundi Fee is one of those people that I reach out to. And she's like later in the stories, like recently within the last year. So this is what this channel is gonna be about as far as the playlist. So I'm gonna have my cultivation playlist where I unpack me being raised and groomed in a cult, a religious cult. Then I have BBTV, y'all. That's Brown Becky TV. Y'all know y'all can find that on Facebook. Y'all can find Brown Becky on TikTok. That's where I do my entertainment. You guys, y'all know I do burlesque. I do acting. You know what? As a matter of fact, I need to add all my movies that I've done on that playlist. I have movies that are on YouTube and music videos that I've participated in, and I just realized I can add them to my playlist like in real time. I need to do that so you guys can see some of the work that I have done and the new work that I'm doing. And I'm really excited because I've been organizing and just resetting up the house. Like I've been like in my bag trying to get it together. He's in the background doing a whole lot right now. I know. I'm sorry, you guys, if you can hear that. So with that being said, I'm excited. And then I have my edification part of my channel because y'all know, if y'all been following me, y'all know I have my own self-care line that includes a luxury element to itself. So there's like the, you know, products that are affordable for everyone. And then the luxury for those who need something a little extra more and want to pay for it, darling. So I have Edify Me, my line, which the bottles look good. I want to show y'all. Want to see some of that? You know what? I can show y'all some of that real quick. Hold on one second. Voila. Okay. So I'm really excited to bring this to you guys. My booty fell out my bra. Hold on. Okay. So this is not the final because it still has to get its labeling, but it's final as far as I decided on my bottle. So I have a skin protectant that helps. Everybody talks about how I glow, even though I get like acne, and I'm a shaving woman. I'm a shaver. Nobody would never know your sis got a bird. I'm a bearded lady. The women in my family's mad hairy. So because I got electrolysis before, but they don't tell you that it doesn't stay permanent for women, and I'm not going to be spending all that money all the time. So it started to grow back, and it was like even more, and I was like mortified. And once you've had that, you can't just go to waxing. The skin is different, more sensitive, so I have to shave like a man. 4 o'clock shadow. It's real. I think men get 6 o'clock shadow, and the ladies get 4 o'clock shadow. By 4 o'clock, them hormones be like, sis. So when I shave, you know, before I used to get like all the marks and stuff, and I would just be so embarrassed. So I found a product that really helped me, and I was like, I want to make something like this. How do I get this in the hands of other people? So, you know, I got with my people, and we formulated a product that doesn't have the label on it yet, but this is what the bottle will look like. It's beautiful, it's heavy, it's glass, and it's called, you know, my vitamin C skin protector. So it's like literally, okay, right there. It's like to protect your skin. It'll brighten your skin. So if you have marks, and you can use it all over your face, your body. So anywhere where you need skin protection. So basically too, it protects you. So I ran out of my skin protectant, my skin protectant, and because of the ingredients, it's very it's not like synthetic stuff in it. It's really good things in there. I don't have the product list right now, so forgive me, guys. Forgive me. I'm learning my products because it's like when you have something you feel passionate about, it's like you don't wanna missteps. I'm still learning. I know I should be like maybe somebody might say, well, you should know all this stuff already. I keep learning more about what it means to show up authentically. I keep learning more about what it means to like believe in yourself. I keep learning more about showing up where you're at. And that used to scare me because perfection was a thing that was instilled in me. Like, if you're not going to be perfect, don't even do it. Which meant there was a lot of things I just wasn't doing. So my second product is my Gold Life. Living my life. Oh, I got a little product on there. Living my life like it's golden. My bottle's a little. So these don't have their label yet, but this is a gold oil. It's good for everyone could use it. It literally is just when you put it on your skin, it feels good. It does make you glow. I don't know how. I do know how to do it, but it's the ingredients. So that's my oil. So you saw my skin. So you see how I'm going. You got the skin protector, then you got your oil. My products are not really meant to replace any of your products. They're meant to use with them. My products are literally about self care and wellness. Meaning, when you putting that oil on, it's when you put my oil on, you're supposed to be doing your affirmations and setting your intentions for your life. You know what I'm saying? I had a great mentor who would tell us like, when you putting your oils on, if you have personal sigils, write that on your body. Like, put put that stuff on you. Love on yourself. Be intentional with yourself. When you're touching yourself, be intentional. Be loving. Be high vibrational. And my products remind you of that. So it's not meant to say, oh, because you have my golden oil, you can't use nobody else oil, nobody else lotion. No, baby. My oil is a part of your personal healing and self care meditation. That's why I made it. I wanted people to feel edified. I wanted people to feel whole with products that offered whole ingredients, organic ingredients, natural ingredients, not a bunch of chemicals that undermine all the work you were doing. Imagine being in meditation and prayer and using products that cause skin cancer, that cause, like, child. And then something I'm just so proud of, this right here is my mask. I have a beetroot mask. You can't see it. It's just like red powder, right? But when you put your vinegar or your water or whatever your medium you're using, because you can use different mediums to create the mask. Why my mask is pink, y'all? It's pink. It's so pretty. So there'll be a playlist where you'll see me showing how to use the products, a link to purchase the products, the meditations I use with the I'm so like I'm excited. I'm in a great place, and it feels good because I earned my way here with myself. There's something to be said about respecting yourself, and I respect myself way more than I ever have in my whole entire life. I respect my journey so far. I respect what I've learned. I respect my ignorance, where I still have ignorance at. I respect what I don't know. I just feel good. I feel dare I say normal. Meaning I'm not overthinking. I'm not wondering what you know, I'm just being, and it took almost 42 years to get to this space. And I have to say that because I had to work through so many non-selves as a result of domestic violence, domestic abuse. And when I say domestic abuse, people need to be aware that domestic abuse is not only something that happens between a man and a woman in a romantic relationship. Domestic is like domestic, home. Domestic violence, domestic abuse means it's happening in the home, in your home life, where you claim to be with your family. So domestic violence could be from your mother to child. Domestic abuse could be from brother to sister. It does. I think people think when they hear domestic violence or domestic abuse, they think of a man and a woman in a romantic relationship. When really, it means domestic. The abuse is happening in the home. It's happening in a familiar place that you lay your head at or eat dinner and breakfast at. You get what I'm saying? So it's more like coming out of those situations and being able to move forward and make choices that celebrates and fortify and create even more foundation. I'm trying to find the right word because it's like it's nothing that I will minimize. I will not minimize what I have been through and what I've gone through, what I've learned through, what I've experienced through, and where I'm at now. I'm never going to minimize that because there's no point in minimizing it. To minimize that would be to minimize myself. And when you're in a cult, you learn to do, if you don't learn to do nothing else, you learn to minimize yourself. You learn to be not the main idea of your own life. You learn that it's about someone else, meaning whether carbonation says we're doing this for humanity. The Muslims, we were doing it for the 144,000. Everybody has a reason why they're doing whatever the BS they're doing. That takes them away from themselves. But what I have to tell you is that by the minute you realize you don't have a self or you've lost yourself, whew, there is no type of, I wouldn't wish that type of emotional or mental pain on anyone. I have fought my way back to myself. I have clawed my way. I have laughed my way back to myself, danced my way back to myself, made love back to myself. I have done everything to get back to who I am, who I was created to be. And I'm very proud of that. I'm very grateful. So, welcome back. Glad to see ya. It feels good to be home, as they say. You know, this is my home. It's my little YouTube address. It's my little real estate on YouTube. And I've been like not at the house, and I'm at the house now. We outside. I'm on the patio with my grill. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have a good night. Like I said, I'm not gonna hold you. We're not gonna be here very long. I'm gonna make sure my videos are organized. I got some new equipment coming in. I'm finna be on my YouTube and YouTuber, stands. When I get the little microphone thing, I said that my face. When I get the microphone, they do like that, and I could be like, "So this is what's happening, guys." Let me tell. When I get the microphone, when I get my computer the way I want it, where I could be like, "Y'all, let's do some commentary." When I could be like, "Look at that!" Look. When I start doing this to the screen next to me, like, "You see this?" And what the bit? I don't know. Y'all not gonna be able to tell me nothing. I daydream about content, but guess what? Growing up in a cult, when I did, we didn't have access to no social media, so my cult was not tech savvy. I didn't grow up in a. I one thing I can say about them carbonation kids, they is mad tech savvy, baby. At least you had them knowing how to make these posts. You gonna learn. You gonna know how to make me look good, even if it's just to make me a flyer. With I don't know. They don't even call them flyers. This I just watched a lot of content with cults now and how they use social media and how they're very tech savvy. And it's like I'm trying to get out of this analog mindset. So I can get it where they at, and feel good. Again, that perfection thing. So even though I have things I want to say, things I want to share on my YouTube specifically, I was shy away because I didn't. It wasn't even the know how that I didn't know how to. It's I think people understand with how cults kind of like make it hard for you to concentrate. It's abuse. Abuse and trauma make it hard for you to concentrate. Abuse and trauma make it hard for you to think straight. Abuse and trauma make it hard for you to regulate yourself, your thoughts, and your emotions. So, whereas most people might say, if at first you don't succeed, you dust yourself off and try again. For me, growing up in a cult and having all that domestic violence and abuse, and then in my marriage, dust yourself off and try again, I just think I'll die, aka procrastinating. So I don't have to think about what I thought I wanted to do. And you know, if there's something you really want to do in your soul, you'll want to do it forever. You'll die wanting to do that thing. And I think that's where I get my. I can't imagine dying with all of this in me. I cannot imagine it. And to be honest, I've almost died so many times. I'm not dying now. Not right now. Maybe in time, but not right. Not this time. Not now. So if I'm gonna be alive, I'm sorry. I just realized I said the D word, and they don't like you saying that on YouTube. I gotta get used to these YouTube. YouTube, I'm sorry. YouTube, no one is doing the D word. I gotta get on my YouTube, um, the rules and stuff, because I would like to get monetized, but at the same time, it's not really about that. It would be nice, the monetization of the YouTube. I might create other channels specifically for mine. This might not be that space. That's another thing. I got ideas, baby. And based on some of the healing that I've been doing, it feels really good to know that it's time to execute said ideas and move forward with intellectual desires and just things I want to do, things I want to experience, and like, why not? So, again, I'm Oya B Gold. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's not going to be slice of life story time anymore. Um, we're just gonna make it my channel, the Oya B Gold channel, and in that you will have edification, where we'll talk about my brand, Edify Me. There will be entertainment through the Brown Becky TV playlist, where you will see the movies I've been in, the music videos I've been in, some of my work doing spoken word. Some of my reels will be in in the shorts, in the reels, whatever, in the shorts. YouTube's reels are called shorts. I will be uploading all the different contents that are like all that stuff. The education will come through these types of playlists, my cultivation playlist. We got so I do a mukbang, baby. So we bring in the mukbang. We're gonna have a mukbang. Mukbang. That's probably why I'm sorry. Did like that, but y'all know I've loved to say I'm a supreme jester, baby. I'm the jester for the jester of the jesters at the queen's court. Like, I'm the jester that the king and queen don't even share with nobody. I'm the jester that be up in their room late at night with them, entertaining them personally and privately. You know what I'm saying? That's the level of jester I'm on. I'm not really for the court. I'm not the court jester. You feel? You got to understand who you are in the world. When I'm doing my gesturing, when I'm doing my tomfooleries, I'm not for the regulars. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to brag, and I'm just saying I ain't never really been for the court. My comedy style, my acting style, my performance range is a little bit more for those who are more on the intellectual, fanciful. My comedy, my entertainment sometimes don't hit the regular man because I don't, again, I didn't lead a regular life. I'm not regular, so I don't have regular stories and jokes to tell. I have some different type of thing. Okay. All right. You guys have a good night. I'm out of here. Basically, I just came through to tell y'all up back. And we got some organizations to the channel so you can see who I am, more what I do and who I be, and how I show up in the realm, and what I add to the spectrum and the space in the time. Y'all know I'm progressive. I'm liberated. I'm just super duper. Can you tell I'm happy to be here? Yeah, I got some merch coming. Karma is coming, baby. It's probably backwards in y'all's screen, but this is my original. Karma is coming. Take it how you will. Okay, anyway, I'm out of here. I've flexed enough. I've talked enough. It's late. I'm ready to get in bed. I got to go to work with the flowers in the morning. We're about to have a very fun time on the YouTube. Like I said, I'm about to get some new equipment. Your girl about to be doing commentary. Mm-mm. dancing. I got the TikTok. I got the two TikToks. That I'm just in a space right now where I'm finna do what I gotta do. I'm finna be me. It's not really about nobody else but me, and that is like the best. I've never been here before. I'm trying not to turn into an egomaniac. Maybe a little bit of an egomaniac, you know. I don't want to become a narcissist, you know what I'm saying? Like a narcissist person, but I am okay with some, like, the word is, like, if we take the word narcissist, right, and take it out of the mental health spectrum, if you look that word up, it's just a being, it's an entity that fell in love with itself, its own reflection. That in itself is nothing wrong with that. You're supposed to be in love with your own reflection. You're supposed to see you and be like, God, dog, come here, come here, come here, come here. That's how you're supposed to be about you. You supposed to be for you. You supposed to be about you. I'm gonna tell y'all something. When you in a cult, ain't the only narcissistic behavior there is in a cult is when you're worshiping the leader.
That's the freakiest one you ever took.
You know, it's not about you. You're not being cultivated. We're gonna have some fun. You guys have a good night. I'm out of here. Y'all know I'm a ramble. We're gonna be chaotic. We're gonna tell the truth. We're gonna be transparent. We're gonna eat the foods. We're gonna have the fun. We're gonna dance the dance. We're gonna talk the talk. And we definitely gonna walk the walk, baby. Okay, I'm having way too much fun. Okay, let me wait. I know the kids probably like, what is mom doing? You guys have a good night. Oya be gold. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel so you can catch the things that are happening. I'm gonna share it on my Facebook anyway. Oya Gold. Catch me there. And I gotta rework the Instagram chat. So it's a lot going on. But you know for sure you can find me right here on YouTube and definitely on Facebook. Oya Gold. All right? Later, guys. Have a good night. Oh my God, did I even get any? I don't think anyone commented or nothing. It says I could save the live, save highlight, mute microphone. Okay, I always get to a bag. See comments. Top chat. Ain't nobody said nothing. Ain't no chats. Hopefully, we'll see some changes in that. I would love to see have regular people in here. We talk about this stuff and unpack it. Okay, okay, okay. Later, guys. Later, later, later. Are you sure you want to stop?